Hi, everyone. It's Heidi with Downtown NorCal. And today joining me is Dan Carson. He's a city council member. We're going to be talking about commissions for the city, which you might question, what does that have to do with small businesses? And I would answer, every single commission our city has something, quite a lot to do with small businesses. So welcome, Dan.
Why, thank you for having me, Heidi.
Can you tell us what kinds of commissions you're looking to fill?
Sure. We've got 16 in all in the city, but the ones that we have vacancies on that we're currently recruiting for include everything from our Senior Citizen Commission, our Natural Resources Commission. We've got a Planning Commission spot that's open, our Historical Resources Management Panel. And I can talk a little bit about the functions of some of these things, but it's a really broad array of things. And I think between these and another set of commissions that we'll have openings for in the middle of next year, there is just about something for everyone's interest.
What kinds of people are you looking for? I know you're making a concerted effort to really do a deep dive into our community and find new participants.
We're trying to understand the times that we're in and respond to that. And the notions of inclusivity are really important to us. So my partner in this effort is Mayor Partita. We're the subcommittee of the city council that's responsible for recruiting and recommending commission appointments that are made by the full city council. We are very interested in trying to find more women, more people of color, people from other underrepresented groups, but we are also seeking a diversity of opinion. So we've already made efforts to reach out to the business community to try and make sure that if there are particular commissions where they are interested in having a voice and being involved, we want them to apply as well.
Okay, we're right in front of an election, and the election's tomorrow. So you mentioned that these commissions are often a training ground to run for office. Is that right?
Absolutely. Almost every city council candidate, for example, in this current election, has currently or in the past has served on a city commission. I think they become your training ground for the next generation of leadership for the city in many respects. I personally was chair of the Finance and Budget Commission at the time I ran for council in 2018. And I think it gives people a firm understanding of how city government works, what the opportunities and the issues are. But also the flip side is really important. These folks provide great input to us, options and angles and ideas that we may not have been aware of. We're getting an incredible amount of free expertise from very talented people, and we're very committed to that in the city. We have 16 commissions in all.
People are feeling rightly within a pandemic, feeling very pressured and overworked, I would say. So what kinds of time commitments are anticipated with these?
Almost all of these commissions, with maybe the exception of the Planning Commission, are limited to one meeting per month of several hours. There is time to read the materials and to digest it and to ask questions. And then some of these commissions have internal subcommittees that go off and do some grunt work in between meetings to move the ball, develop new policy ideas. And depending on, that might be 5 or 10 hours over the course of a month, perhaps. I'd say at the high end for folks for that sort of subcommittee work. So it's not a huge commitment for the most part. Although I'd say the more people find themselves willing and able to contribute, we often take advantage of that, and people will put a lot of hours into things sometimes.
Are there term limits involved in the commissions?
Generally speaking, our rule is in our commission handbook that we've published is folks have 2 4-year terms in a particular commission position. There's nothing that prevents them, though, at the end of that 8 years from applying for a different commission if it strikes their fancy. They're allowed to do that. We try to, of course, in this particular cycle, we really want to reach out far and wide to make sure that we're being inclusive and that there are new folks who may not have thought of this opportunity for service. We want to make sure that they're aware of it.
Is there anyone that would be disqualified to serve?
Well, generally speaking, we want folks who either live in the city or have a business in the city. I think we do allow folks who are in the Davis Joint Unified School District also to participate under our rules. That's, I'd say, and then we want folks who are 18 years of age or older. But so, for example, we have already reached out to student groups where we welcome them, for folks particularly who will be here and around town for some time period, for perhaps to fill a 4-year term. For a graduate student, for example, to me that wouldn't be much of an issue. I think there'd be plenty of folks who will be around and about in this community for some time.
Okay. If people would like to know more about the commissions or the best way to fulfill an application, what do they need to know?
First of all, they can go to the City of Davis website, www.cityofdavis.org. If they just typed in "apply for commissions," they would be brought to a page that provides a list of those. If they're interested in just what our commissions are and what they do in general, that's also available right on the homepage of our website. And then if they're interested in submitting an application, they would send that to clerkweb@cityofdavis.org, which is our city clerk's office. They can reach out to us if someone has questions about the work of a particular commission, need to know a little bit more if that interests them. They can reach out to me personally, and I would be happy to get back to them.
And what is the best contact for you, Dan?
dcarson@cityofdavis.org is my city email address.
Okay. One final question, deadlines.
So the deadline you'll see on a city press release is November 6th, but I would consider that a soft deadline. We are going to continue recruiting past that date. And if someone has an interest, please just reach out to us, let us know. It's not a very extensive application form. It's really pretty easy. But if somebody needs a little more time to get their name in, we are going to be very considerate of that, because we're looking for as broad a base of potential applicants as we can find. And also, like I said, we're now trying to fill positions that are vacant for the most part as of the end of the calendar year. There's another whole set of commissions that will have openings we know of as of July 1, 2021. And we're already going to consider some folks for some of those.
I said I had that last question, but I actually came up with another. What are the consequences of a commission that is not filled?
Well, we of course, commissions like our city council operate on majority vote. So there's a quorum requirement. So if you have a 7-member commission, which is what's typical, they need 4 people to operate. Currently, all of our commissions have a sufficient membership to achieve a quorum. But if we don't stay on top of this, you could have a situation where it could become much harder or even impossible for them to function. Okay. We're not going to let that happen. We've already done a first round of interviews this last week. We're working, as you can imagine, we're kind of focusing on the commissions that have the most vacancies on them first. It just depends what applications come in the door, who wishes to renew their membership on them, and those sorts of factors that will shape how this rolls out.
Okay. Well, thank you, Dan. I've been talking with Council Member Dan Carson. He is part of a subcommittee that makes recommendations to the full council for the fulfillment of all of our important commissions that advise the City Council. Please do take a look at that on the website, because all of our community is integrated and interdependent. We need to make sure we continue to thrive as a community, especially in a pandemic. And after the election is the perfect time to consider another way to serve your community. Thanks, Dan.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time you're spending on this.
You bet.